This is KGW News at Sunrise.
And good morning. Thanks for getting up with us on this Sunday morning. I'm Tim Gordon. This morning on Sunrise, some Timbers fans make their voices heard during a match at Providence Park. A look at their demonstration and what message they hope it sends. Plus, this will be welcome news for anyone who crosses the St. John's Bridge regularly. The update on landslide work that's been causing detours for months. But first, let's check in with Chris McGinnis for a quick look at the forecast. Chris.
Good Sunday morning, Tim. Let's give you the live look right now from our Wells Fargo sky camera. It's already a little brighter, a little clearer out there right now than it was yesterday at this time. That is a sign of some great things to come for our forecast this afternoon. 36, a little chilly right now in Hillsborough. King City 35, one of the cooler spots on the map here locally. Last check at PDX, we're down to 41 degrees. So it is cool as the sky cleared out pretty nicely yesterday afternoon. 39 in Salem. We hop over the Cascades, and the cold spot on the map in total, Baker City right now, 23. Don't worry, you've got a really nice warm up in store for you this afternoon, as we do here in Portland. Did you like yesterday? How about we do a little better, maybe 3-4 degrees better? I've got us at 71 degrees this afternoon, and we are rocking 14 hours of daylight. Sunrise 6:09, sunset 8:09. Enjoy, because the showers are back tomorrow. More on that in just a few minutes.
All right. Thanks a lot, Chris. Well, breaking overnight, police spent several hours investigating another shooting in southeast Portland. This was the scene near 9th and Ash around 3 o'clock this morning. The mobile command unit was called out, and we saw a large police presence there. There was also evidence several shots were fired. Police are not saying yet if anyone was hit. We'll update you as soon as we learn more about that situation. And another person has died from gun violence in Portland. The shooting happened early Saturday morning near Southeast 136th and Powell. Police have not identified the victim yet. We know he is an adult man. This makes nearly 30 homicides in Portland this year already. And people living in the Powellhurst-Gilbert neighborhood have seen a lot of violent crime this year. Many say they've had enough.
It's just sad that our world is getting so ugly that nobody seems to care about life anymore. Life is just disposable. It's just throwaway. Nobody cares anymore, and it's sad. I would really wish people would understand that once they shoot that person, it's over. It's no more.
Now, police have not made any arrests in this latest shooting and are hoping someone comes forward with information. Well, a group gathered in Portland's Coley neighborhood Saturday to uplift the voices of people who suffered from violent crime. They held a March Against Murder rally starting at Fernhill Park. This has become a citywide movement to unite neighbors and support peaceful solutions to conflicts. Multnomah County Chair Deborah Kafori was there to show support.
We know that we can't jail our way out of a gun violence problem. People are hurting right now. Community members are hurting, those who have been impacted by the gun violence. What we can do is to provide mental health supports. We can provide summer jobs for youth. We can provide after-school programs through our SUN programs, and we can help people create places for people to heal.
Kafuri said the county is trying to fix the problem on multiple levels. That includes more funding in the district attorney's office to get people off the streets and more resources for deputies to get guns off the streets. Well, new this morning, 2 teenagers are safe thanks to the Coast Guard. We learned the teens were stranded at Whale Cove, that's near Depot Bay on the Oregon coast, last night. It appears a tide came in around them and they just couldn't escape that area. The Coast Guard helicopter out on North Bend, along with Depot Bay firefighters, rescued those teens, and thankfully they were not hurt. Well, a group of Portland Timbers supporters is pushing for change within the club. At last night's match, they held a demonstration. They're concerned with the club's handling of sexual assault and domestic violence incidents that have come to light in the last 6 months. Art Edwards was there for the match.
The Portland Timbers and Real Salt Lake on the field at Providence Park. In the north end of the stadium, the Timbers Army in form, singing and chanting throughout the match. With them, members of a new organization called Soccer City Accountability Now, an organization made up of Timbers and Thorns supporters. In the 40th minute of the match, some fans raised signs with the phrases "you knew" and "sell the team" on them.
Over the last 6 months, there's been a series of scandals around the club that have revolved around domestic violence and sexual assault by players and coaches towards players and players' family members.
That includes an investigation into former Thorns coach Paul Riley and the team's handling of alleged domestic violence incidents involving former midfielder Andy Polo. An MLS investigation cleared the Timbers of any wrongdoing in the Polo case, but fined the team for missteps in reporting the incidents.
We really just want an acknowledgement that you did know these things were going on and you made a decision, and those decisions were harmful. And that can't just go away with an apology PR release.
The question for some is what people think accountability from the clubs would look like. It'll depend on who you talk to.
If you talk to 15 different fans around the stadium, you're going to get 15 different answers as to what they think real accountability would look like. Personally, I would like to see the team sold. I would settle for Gavin Wilkinson and Mike Golub being fired.
Now, Timbers management declined to comment on the protest, only saying it was just a small number of fans involved. Well, the road leading onto the St. John's Bridge in northwest Portland is finally reopened. Bridge Avenue has been closed since a rockfall in early January. The area has a history of slides, and crews had to stabilize the hillside then and install mesh screens to keep more debris from falling down on the roadway. The last step was to pave the road, which ODOT crews finished up yesterday. So no more detours to get onto the bridge. Good news there. Well, if you plan on heading to the gorge anytime soon, be aware of this. Big changes are coming to Interstate 84. The exit people take to access the Eagle Creek trailhead is going to be closed. Joe Ranieri explains how long the closure will last and what improvements are going to be made.
Even though exit 41, the Eagle Creek exit in the gorge, is going to be closed, you'll still be able to hear the sounds of the roaring water around you because the trail will remain open during construction, but not the exit.
But we're going to be making some improvements to make sure that that ramp is better. There have been slides along that ramp in there. There have been some problems in that area too.
Don Hamilton with ODOT says the closure is expected to last several weeks, starting this Thursday.
The trail, the Eagle Creek Trail, is not going to be closed. You can reach it through a lot of other points along there, but you're not going to be able to reach it from the Eagle Creek parking lot right there.
He says crews will be working on repairs to a bridge too, but this isn't the only project ODOT will be working on over the next few months.
Working on the Tooth Rock Tunnel, there's some areas around in there. That's one of those old tunnels that we've got right in the area in there too. And we're also working on the Mitchell Point Tunnel. That's going to be a beautiful addition to the historic Columbia River Highway.
As you get ready to drive along I-84, just get used to seeing crews doing work along the interstate.
There's a lot of work that's going to be going on really all through the summer in the gorge on Interstate 84.
And Hamilton says make sure to plan your trips accordingly.
It's always very, very busy in the gorge in the summer. This is really the crown jewel of the state. We love the gorge out there. People need to plan their trips carefully. Make sure they're not going there at the peak travel times.
A crown jewel in our backyard that is cherished and beloved by all. When this exit reopens later next month, hopefully the weather will be a little bit nicer for all the people who plan on coming out here later this spring and summer to spend some time throughout the Columbia River Gorge. In the Columbia River Gorge, Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
Okay, well, dozens took advantage of the nice weather yesterday to help clean up Forest Park. There were 2 separate hikes and 4 volunteer groups. As they walked, volunteers removed overabundant species like English ivy. They do this so native species can thrive. The end result is a better community space that is more accessible for everyone.
We have this massive endowment of green spaces that are located within the city and very close to a number of communities. And our goal is to make sure that people know that this is a space for everyone and that they have a hand in making sure that we steward it, that we take care of it, and that they feel like this is a place for them.
Now, the work from volunteers also helps with the Forest Park Restoration Program, which improves the overall health of the forest's ecosystem and our region's watershed. Straight ahead, it's a program changing lives. We'll get a look at the local nonprofit helping people get a jump start on a new career. And later, the story of 7 surprise puppies. Yeah, born in an unexpected place, now getting help to find a home.